I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Okay, welcome back to Diddy Star Trek Restoration Series. So, in the last video, I replaced this nasty connector to the power supply. That is garbage, of course. Oh, fail. And I removed the old switch that was mounted here that used to be part of the auto launch assembly. It is not needed anymore due to the modification to the plunger, which I'm not thrilled about, but 'tis what it is. So I've been going through and dealing with the 7 areas of electrical tape. For whatever reason, there was electrical tape wrapped around this coil. I'm not sure. Maybe they just, when raising and lowering the playfield, they didn't want this lug touching this stuff here. So I don't know. Like, usually when somebody does something, it's for a reason. So no, that's not gonna, no, that wouldn't touch anything. It just goes like that. So that's never gonna touch anything. So I removed electrical tape from that coil. I removed electrical tape from this coil. I was just checking really to see if there was another fancy non-soldering job like this under the electrical tape. But no, it was fine. Okay, then there was more electrical tape, a big bundle of it right here. And I determined what it was. These wires were taped here, which would have went to this auto launch solenoid. And then these wires to the switch. So I'll just, I cut these ends off and then I'll zip tie them on there so it'll look a little tidier. If someone wants to attempt to put it all back to normal one day, the wiring is there and it will be fine. So I'm going to still deal with this. Probably just going to check on the switch matrix before I mess with this too much. Make sure everything's all happy. Like I said in the previous video, these would have went to the switch. That was here. And looks like they're twisted together in a hacky fashion just to keep the switch matrix happy. So I think before I mess with that, I will just tuck that away, but I will definitely tidy that up. And then there was this little bit of a hack down here that I fixed. So what I had determined is that probably what happened is that one of these 2 wires popped off. They didn't have a soldering gun, so they cut the insulation back here and then twisted this wire to this wire so that it would still function properly. So I band-aided this wire up and then installed those 2 wires to the switch properly. So, slowly unhacking my way through this, I think I covered everything I've done so far. I'm gonna order 2 new sling brackets. Maybe, I guess I can solder this on as long as the coil's good. So, I mean, I could ohm it out, test the coil, see if it's okay. I could also remove the coil stop, check on the sleeve if it's fine, because I will be rebuilding the flippers, of course, but if the sleeve moves in and out freely, then maybe I'll just solder that back on there just to check that off the list. And then, I don't know, maybe I might just, there's some of the electrical tape. Maybe I might just start tearing apart the playfield. I've got maybe about an hour before I've got to tend to some shenanigans. And I feel like I could probably make some decent progress in an hour. access to the back of the playfield is going to be my main concern. Because, well, I guess if I prop it up, I should be okay. Those ramps go through the back panel. Ouch! Okay. You know what I mean? But I guess if I just remove... Oh, look at this. It's kind of loose as it is. Probably this screw here, and this non-screw here, and this back panel should probably pop right off. And then I can really get at those ramps. They need to be cleaned desperately. What else did I notice? A couple of little minor things. Wrong screw there. And Jay noticed this one. No screw there. Oh yeah, and then in terms of playfield, that scoop is a little worn, but I can touch that up and make that look beauty. Is it supposed to have yellow trim all the way in the front? Yeah, okay. And then this scoop here, it's not so bad. A little bit of wear in the kick out there, but that I'll just touch up a little bit as well. Clear coatage, that's really about it. The ramps are nice. This area, you would think that would have taken more of a beating. Oh, I did notice this too. Somebody added a little piece of metal right here under that post to act as a stopper for this switch, so it didn't get mashed backwards, which they like to do. So what I probably will do is order like a couple new reinforced switches. Oh, they added metal to this one too, but it's twisted sideways. Huh, what do you know? So they had it. I don't know, maybe it is doing what it wants to be doing, but it's a little oriented a little differently than the other one. So it's an interesting fix slash hack. You know, people do what they got to do, but you can actually see that the metal they put in there is getting a little bit worn where that switch is hitting it. So it's done its duty. I will tidy that up. Other than that, on the top side, I don't really notice anything. I'm gonna probably have to give Henry a call, because as cool as these custom apron cards are, they're not as cool as Henry's. Yeah. Someone used marker on the outline there too. Anyway, I think it looks better like that. So, I think I might just get into some... That washer does not look original. So, because it does look as though the rubbers were replaced at one point, because pretty sure they were all black rubbers. But someone did shop this back in probably 1997. And it's been a while. Oh yeah. Cute little mech there. So we'll see what other interesting stuff I run into, but I think it is time for the topside teardown to begin. Alright, now I understand why there was wood added on the underside of the playfield. Yeah, let's spin around here. If they didn't add that wood, and you go to plunge the ball would fall into the cabinet. So, it looks like their little metal side bracket there bent down. Yeah, so that is some serious shenanigans going on there. They really went through some trouble to retrofit that. Is that the word? But I mean, like I said, if it's working, then I guess I will have to just tolerate that. It is just too much trouble to try and unhack, if I could even find all the right parts. Anyway, check this out. Okay, I knew that this was a playfield that if I could just remove the ramp, the rest would be easy. Well, It was not easy to do that, as suspected. I did get the back panel off. That was a little bit of, I don't know, frustration might be the word. But there was like just a wire bundle full of a bunch of connectors, and I was just trying to find the right connector, but everything was like zip tied together. So I just decided to disconnect everything and cut a bunch of zip ties, and finally came off. And then in order to really get at the ramp, I needed to remove this because the wire was tucked so tightly in it. And then I determined someone made a custom plastic protector, which also broke. Then it got me thinking, I know at one point in time I had a plastic set for this game. And, I have a feeling I might have sold it. I'm going to have to go digging around because I don't think I remember seeing that in a long time. So it's probably gone, but that's a little sad. But I think that, you know, I can fix that and make it look not too bad. But I will have to look for my plastic set. But here was the giant piece of the puzzle. Boom. Look at that guy. Huh. That'll make a good gallery shot, eh? Or is it called a thumbnail? Anyway, there's one big hunkin' mold. So, I don't know that that's ever been cleaned. But all in all, things are in good shape. You know, the ramp entrances, they were lined with some metal on both sides. So, good job, Data East. Diverter's fine. Oh, I did discover... Oh, here! There's a white wire that was loose. I just found where it goes, so that's pretty sweet. That might have just got cut. Lifting up that playfield and down a bunch with all these wires right there. I can see how things can get friggin' chopped. But yeah, look at all these connectors. Oh, there's the white wire right there. Oh, it was attached. I thought it was in the bottom of the playfield, but we know how to remedy that pretty easily. Might just extend that wire a little if needed. Make sure there's lots of room. Get rid of this duct tape, whatever that is there. I'll have to investigate that. Oh, you know what I forgot? Notorious for not working. These rope lights. Well, that will be interesting to see if they work or not. I have to relieve some stress on these wires here. It looks a little stressful. But yeah, so I'll go over every switch and make sure everything's good. But this should clean up nicely. I really hope my rope lights are working. My display is working. Those are the two big problematic issues on this type of machine. That'll be fun to clean, but that should turn out pretty nicely. Yeah, so now that that is all said and done, the rest should be pretty easy. Let's look at the plastics too. Yeah, it's really, I think, just that one plastic. I'm going to go sniffing around though, because I'm not opposed. Oh, look at this. Loose parts. How about the other side? Oh, it's in there pretty good. Yeah, I'm definitely going to LED this bad boy. It's really just that one plastic. It's a little chunky. I wonder why that is. It's like that area is right here, so I guess it's close enough to the flipper that you smash into it. Yeah, so I think stripping the rest of the playfield will take me just as much time as it did to remove the ramp and the backboard, but I've got access to everything I need. Oh, note to self, flashers back there, and there's a good chance those are burnt out, so we'll have to inspect those. So I'm gonna have to check Internet Pinball Database, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, this would have been a black rubber, which means somebody was this deep into the machine at one point, like I said. probably 1997, but that means they must have had to remove the ramp and the backboard before, and that would make sense. Why, we're missing a screw. We got the T-nut back there. Yeah, I feel T-nuts, so just gonna have to find the matching screw for the other side there, but making some good progress. I'm gonna strip the rest of this playfield now. Okay, man, I went on a tangent there. I went out to do a bunch of crap, and including selling my old Chicago, and I'm going to insert a photo here, if I remember, of the shenanigans that were encountered with the old Chicago in the vehicle. So here's this photo for your viewing pleasure. Okay, I really hope I remembered to add that. If not, then oops, that's the shenanigander way. Anyway, Playfield has been disassembled, as you can see. I did notice there's another little bit of crackage going on in this plastic. Ooh, that reminds me, I had to go check and see if I have that plastic set. That'd be kind of cool if I did. It would be kind of cool. Let's see, anything else going on here? Not really. Okay, so, oh yeah, there was some weird rubber washers on this guy here in the shooter lane. Oh, look, I think you can see why. With the whole way that the plunger was added, it looks like the ball was clipping the underside, and they tried to build up the plastic up a little with those washers. I can rig up something a little more tidy than that. As a matter of fact, those washers look like they're on the wrong side of things. Maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so let's take a look at the playfield. There's the two metal pieces that were under those posts to prevent the screws from bending back. Here is one screw from the saucer on the right, the saucer roof. When I tried to tighten it, just broke right off. Okay, so here's the playfield. Oh yeah, did I show you all the old rubbers and bulbs? Okay, so this will clean up pretty nicely. Looking forward to LEDing it. Here's the saucer I was talking about. The roof almost looks a little crooked, eh? Maybe I should turn it, but there's where the screw broke off. I don't know, those screws are happy where they are, so maybe that's just fine. Okay, and then I got me some flasher bulbs to be dealing with. They look like 906s, is out there? 906, the wedge style, or is it 905? And then these are 97s, right? No, 67s. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that I check them and make sure every bulb on this machine is good to go. 89s. Oh, these are 89s or 67s, I believe. Okay, so add those to the pile. And yeah, so I have made good progress. I'm going to be away for a little bit, so there shan't be any shenanigans. Well, there will be, I'm sure, just not in the basement. So this series will be on hold for maybe a week or something. But it's coming along pretty nicely, and I don't think I'm going to run into anything too major in terms of putting this back together. These are fairly simple mechanics. You got an up-down ramp. I don't imagine that will be a problem. This solenoid here almost looks a little dark, but as long as it works, then I'm happy. As long as that doesn't pose a problem, this ramp doesn't pose a problem. We got 3 pop bumpers, an up kicker, a moving target, 2 drop target assemblies, and 2 flippers, and 2 slingshots. How are these guys looking? This guy looks a little bent possibly, but I'm getting the new assemblies, so maybe, yeah, that it looks just like a little bit bent, so I can probably bend that back into shape. Once I get it off there, I'll flatten it out with a hammer. So anyway, so that is where we's at. There it is. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.